Hey guys, so my name is Heather Elizabeth Bullington. That is my name, and this is my Draw My Life video. So it all started on February 5th, 1994. I was born to my dad and my mom, and they were still together, and we were all happy, and we lived in a house, and I was their bundle of joy. And then my dad started hating on my mom, and she got really sad, and so we had to move, and they haven't seen each other since then, but that's okay. My mom and me moved in with my grandma, and we moved into a nice house with them, with Gma and Gpa, and it was a loving home, and we loved it there. Then my mom found out she was pregnant, and my Gma and my Gpa weren't too happy about that. But they decided to let us stay, and 9 months later came my baby brother Matt on February 13th, 1995. And that was that. So we don't have a very extended family. It was just my uncle, who we called Unky, and he had a daughter. Her name was Bethany. And then he had a wife, and her name was Aunt Cheryl. And they all wore glasses, and I thought it was pretty cool. And so they would come over, and they would visit us at Gma and Gpa's house, and it was a lot of fun, and that's what we did. And then I went to school where I was picked on by the mean girl in class. She was a big bully, and she had these barrettes in her hair, and she walked around all bossy. But then eventually she was happy, and I was happy, and we became best friends. And we still are best friends. Her name is Kamara. We did softball together, basketball, we went to school together. We pretty much did everything together. Sleepovers, you name it, we did it. And so, I also had friends on my street. I lived in the house in the corner, and then Amanda and Justine lived slightly down the street, so we'd all go to Amanda's house, we'd have water balloon fights, we'd mess with people, and it was just a lot of fun. And then I was going to school at Vermont, and I kept getting into a lot of trouble because they don't believe in people being left-handed. So every time I picked up the pencil with my left hand, they would scold me, and I was sad because I thought it was my fault and I couldn't write with the other one. And so, needless to say, I left Vermont, went to Pines, and there I did okay. And I even got to be with Kamara, and we made some other friends. And we had a lot of fun there. That was a fun school. We wore uniforms, but it was cool. And so me, Kamara, Alana, and Victoria, who we met at Vermont, we were all best friends, and we decided to join Girl Scouts. And we were going to be daisies, but we were brownies at the time, so we got to sell cookies, we got to do a whole bunch of cool stuff. But then one day they called us in for a meeting, and we found out that Victoria had passed away, and we were all really sad. It affected me and Kamara more than anybody else because we were really close to her. I blamed Lizzie McGuire because that was the last show that I watched. It was a weird connection, but that's what I blamed. And during this time, I started going through an identity crisis because I was really into baseball and sports and basketball, music, rapping, wearing clothes that girls weren't supposed to wear, and all the parents were getting mad at me, and my mom made me stop doing the things that I loved, and it made me really sad. So and then came middle school. We all went to Harbor, and Kamara came, and Alana came, and we made a lot of friends there, like Chan and Zaida, Raul, Natochi. That's where I met Alex and Marcus, and we were all really good friends because we were a smaller class, and I really started to like Marcus, and so I told him. I told him I liked him, and he liked Alana. So that was a little awkward, and it made me really sad. But eventually, him and Alana started dating, and they got together, and then they broke up, and he came back to me, and it was very complicated for both of us, and she was really sad, so we just all stopped because it was kind of weird. And so I didn't really have much time anyway at the time to be doing much because I was in softball and we were traveling. We were going to Utah, Nevada, playing all these tournaments, and I loved the sport, but it made me really sad because I couldn't see my friends anymore, so I decided to quit. And then came high school, which was complicated, but luckily me and Alana went to the same school, so it made it slightly less scary. One day we went to a birthday party and I met this guy. And we really liked each other. We started texting and we started dating, and I really liked him, and I eventually told him I loved him, and he introduced me to his friends, and I met his best friend, and then we broke up because he cheated on me, and I was really sad, and it hurt a lot. And his friend was like, "Oh, well, you guys broke up. I'll help you," because I was really sad. So I was like, "Okay." I invited him over, and it was probably one of the biggest mistakes of my life because that day I was sexually assaulted. So that was probably one of my biggest regrets in life, but it has made me stronger, and that's just how it is. And so I went to therapy for a year, and a year later, after the incident, I met this guy and we started dating, and we broke up and we started dating again, and then eventually we just tried to stop because it wasn't good for any of us. But the person who got me through most of that was my best friend, Alex. We weren't best friends yet, but time passed and he was my best friend, and we told everything to each other, and I loved him, and he really showed me what love truly is, more so than just on a romantic level. But he was my rock. He shared the same morals. He taught me what I should do and how I should do it. And so through senior year, we were all best friends. And things got a lot harder when my grandma had her stroke and I had to learn how to drive. I was only 16, but I had to get my driver's license and I had to drive a car to school. Nobody else could take me, so it was really complicated and it was a really difficult time. But then that passed and college came, and the choice was between CSULA and CSULB. I chose CSULA, but Kamara and Alex went to CSULB. I thought we weren't going to be able to hang out anymore, but we eventually found time and we were all best friends, and we spent every day together even though we went to different schools, so that was really cool that we were able to keep that. I got my first job at McDonald's and I loved it there at first, but then things happened and it wasn't a very good job, but so I switched to another one, got promoted to manager, didn't have to wear the hat anymore, but eventually I had to quit there too. In 2013, we got really into politics. Alex and I got really into politics, and we were fighting with this guy on Twitter, and we would call each other and tell each other what he said, and eventually he tweeted at me, well, my sock puppet account, because I was afraid of him, and he was like, "I'm coming to LA, come visit me." And Alex was really down to go see him. I thought he was going to murder us, because that's just what I assumed he was going to do. But eventually he came and we all met up and we hung out at Denny's in LA and Norm's. And we all became really good friends. But then Nick had to go back to Australia, and so me and Alex kept talking about it every day. We really got close about it, and we would say things like besties and forever, but it didn't mean much because we got into a big fight early this year and we have not spoken on friendly terms since then. So now I miss my best friend, but I'm okay other than that, and I will be okay. And hopefully things get better. I'm working at Office Depot now. It's a lot better than McDonald's. I'm a senior in college. I've got my best friends like Kamara and Amber and Chandler and Amanda and Justine, and then I've got cool friends in other countries like Nick, and it'll be okay, and life is going good right now. And I met this cool guy, and my brother went to the Marines, and so we really miss him, but things are going great. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel, and thank you.